Hello, I'm here to discuss an instructional model known as the 9 events of instruction. This instructional model was developed by Robert Gagné, an American educational psychologist, and derived from the instructional theory he defined known as conditions of learning. First, let me give you some background information on Robert Gagné and his conditions of learning. Upon earning degrees at Yale in 1937 and Brown University in 1940, Robert Gagné became a professor of psychology and educational psychology. Gagné worked at a variety of higher education institutions and in 1969 became a professor in the Department of Educational Research at Florida State University. During his time as a professor, Gagné also worked as a research director for the Air Force and a consultant to the Department of Defense. In 1965, Robert Gagné finished the first edition of his book, The Conditions of Learning. Gagné developed the conditions of learning because he found the basic principles of instruction lacked a guarantee of learning. According to Gagné, the conditions of learning involve external conditions and internal conditions. In his book, Principles of Instruction, it states, instruction, then, may be conceived as a deliberately arranged set of external events designed to support internal processes. Gagné's experience in psychology, educational psychology, and with military training led to the transfer of his instructional theory into a sequential instructional model now called 9 events of instruction. The 9 events of instruction are what Gagné has defined as the external conditions of learning for the purpose of activating necessary internal learning processes to better guarantee learning. Next, I will discuss each event and give some examples of application. It is important to note Gagné reiterates that each instructional event should be used in every lesson. The first event is to gain the learner's attention. Appeal to the learner's interest. You can show a short clip or video. You may want to start with an interesting image or a thought-provoking question. The second event of instruction is to share with the learner the objectives to be learned. This can be done in a variety of ways. A common idea is stating an I will or an I can statement and having this posted in the room somewhere. Make sure the statement is in an age-appropriate language, and you can even have the learners repeat the statement back to you. The next event of instruction is to stimulate the learner's prior learning. You can do this by reviewing vocabulary or doing a quick check of the homework. Make sure you engage with the learners, such as randomly selecting them to answer, as opposed to selection based on raising hands. Event number 4 is to present the new material to be learned. You may want to have learners create a foldable or complete fill-in-the-blank notes. The next event lies closely with the previous one. During this event, you want to provide guidance of the learning and enhance understanding. Show your learners a variety of examples and/or case studies. This will help them relate the content to real-world scenarios. Event number 6 is to provide the learner opportunity to practice. Depending on the content, this can be done in many different ways. Make sure you facilitate the practice as needed to catch errors and reinforce correct understanding. Next, you want to provide feedback to the learner. This event further reinforces correctness. With this type of immediate feedback, the learner can understand and correct mistakes efficiently. As students complete their practice, they can come to you for a quick check, go fix their mistakes, and then return for acknowledged accomplishment. The next event is number 8, assessing performance. Similar to providing feedback, learners will complete practice. The difference being they will not have immediate feedback. Exit tickets are an excellent tool for use of assessing performance. The final event is providing learners with aids or tools that will enhance retention of the learning and ensure transfer of learning to other areas. You can assign homework to be done that reinforces the objective in different contexts. This also can be done on a weekly and even monthly basis. The 9 events of instruction are a sequential instructional model that is easy to follow. Even with its ease of use, No one instructional model is perfect. Next, I will discuss some strengths and weaknesses of this instructional model. Here is a list of strengths to this instructional model with cited references. Strengths are: it is useful across all instructional settings. This is a foundation for many instructional design models. It's easy to follow. Learners still learn even with failure. The model is easily applied to computer-based learning and multimedia-based learning. It is centered around teacher-student and student-teacher relationships. This instructional model has empirical validation and can cater to different learning styles.